There's nothing you can do. So that's why my cover was blown, but also this is just how it goes. Yeah, you better learn Chinese. You better learn Chinese because soon you will all be Chinese. You will be in a very Chinese time of your life. That's true. But yeah, when I was sitting in my in my hotel room before we went out and did an IRL, and I talked about the fact that when I was younger, being ashamed of being Chinese because of racist motherfuckers that surrounded me, and how a lot of my life I've gotten hit with comments about being a secret CCP agent because of Western racism and because of the whole also, first of all, every Asian person is Chinese. All Asians look alike. Every Chinese person is a secret CCP spy. All of that was just me making shit up. I just was trying to appeal to your emotions. Yet again, I was trying to throw everybody off my trail. So none of that is true. I didn't experience any of that. And I certainly did not write a screenplay called China Doll, which took all of my experiences in my life of being the recipient of misogyny and racism, but specific to being a Chinese woman, a half Chinese, a woman of half Chinese descent. And I wrote a screenplay about it. So that also was me just, none of that is true and real. Oh, yeah. It's the long con indeed. Indeed. No, see, I've had secretly intentions for the 33 years that I've been alive of tricking people, specifically men, into American men, into being propagandized by the Chinese government. Chuck, thank you for the resub. Draco, thank you for the bits. Thank you everybody for the bits. Thank you for the resubs. Breadcrumb, thank you for the resub. Never knew how much work went into establishing these cover stories. Yes, it's been decades for sure. Decades for sure. And some of y'all have seen my father before when he's been on the streams. My dad, who grew up in California and went to China for the first time when he was 50. That was all a lie as well. Don't let them get you down, fucking loser ass racist. Oh, no. It's, to be clear, it's just, it is something that I have heard at many points of my life. Something that I literally had opened up and talked about while I was in China. So it's unfortunately nothing new. I hate to say that it's been there, done that a lot of times previously. Nothing that I haven't heard before. That's it. There are still, it's amazing that. It's amazing how China is a place that will still bring out the racism in people who otherwise like buy Chinese products, potentially have business that it flows through China, maybe their products or merchandise or whatever else is made in China. There is still racism against Asians that is normalized and and people engage in with no consequences. And It's something that I've talked about a lot because this has been my experience. But yeah, just the open xenophobia in a country like the United States, and how, remember when we went through remember remember when we had the whole Stop Asian Hate? It was something that for a lot of people, I don't even think they realized how acceptable anti-Asian racism is. And of course it's not it's not systemic in a way that like anti-black racism is. East Asians are in the United States not targeted in the way that like black and brown people are. Southeast Asians, I mean, of course, then we can get into the whole like colorism in Asian in various Asian communities. And anyway, so there is still a lot of racism against Asians, which then also results in internalized racism that Asians have, the perpetuation of the model minority myth, lots and lots of layers indeed. The proximity to whiteness still being a thing, and a lot of xenophobia within Asian communities too. Absolutely. Yep. I thought it was Stop Asians, period, hate. Yeah. And a lot of the, in particular, anti-Chinese racism comes from Western propaganda. It comes from a country like the United States treating China as an enemy because it is a competitor, and because the way that the United States government has viewed China as a growing superpower and as a global threat then results in lots and lots of anti-Chinese propaganda. So therefore it trickles down, and people who are ignorant or stupid or any of the above, they then repeat that, and they play right into the xenophobia that our government loves to perpetrate as a way to try and slow the growing power of China. It's crazy how there were two major fires the place you went to. Yeah, that was crazy seeing right after we left Hong Kong. Right after we left Hong Kong, the fire that broke out. Did your parents watch any of the China streams, and what was their favorite moment? I don't know. I honestly have only talked to them a little bit. I think my dad watched. Oh, I know for a fact my parents watched when we went to the Forbidden City, because I was texting with them and they said, yes, we're watching stream. Yep. Okay. Anyway, we're going to get started and look through clips. I just wanted to say that little tidbit. And also, overall, going to China was a really special experience. It was exhausting. We did a ton of content. It was just nonstop streams, but I was very fortunate to get to go along with the Fear and trip. Thank you to Fear and. Shouts out to Fear and. Yeah, it was my first time in China, and that is where my dad's family is from. And so it was very cool to get to be there for the first time. I can't wait to go back. I think next time, do less places, spend more time in the cities that we go to. Your episode was great. Hope you're on the pod more. That was yeah, that was really fun getting to do the podcast and while we were in China, do an episode of the podcast. But I will I will happily I will happily go to any trip that Farian goes on. I will invite myself along so I can get a trip out of it. But next time I'm going to the Great Wall for sure. For sure. Shitty that people feel like they can get away with a lot of microaggressions against Chinese people and still feel like they're liberal or left and not being racist. Spy, abuse of animals, etc. It's different from the overt racism black and brown people face. Yeah, it's a different kind of racism, but racism nonetheless. And I think what I'll also say is when I was growing up, there were no Asian people around except my family. So it was a very bizarre experience being the only Asian family around, let alone one of the few non-white families. And so all these years later, I mean, I've lived in LA for a long time. There's a lot of diversity here. I work in the streaming industry. There are a lot of Asian content creators. But I will say going to China and being in the majority, like that is still a pretty wild experience. And my dad had said when I landed in China and I called him, he was so funny, but I knew exactly what he meant when he was like, isn't it so cool that everyone is Chinese, everybody Chinese? He goes, you know, I was at the airport. So he's like the gate agents, the custodians, the people who are working at the restaurants. Everybody's Chinese and everything is Chinese. Because growing up, nothing and nobody was Chinese. And that, you know, you realize like it's so crazy too, because there are so many people. There's so many Chinese people. China is huge. 1.4 billion, the dream of 1.4 billion to attend the flag raising ceremony. But China is such a big country and has so much history and has been, been responsible for a lot of major inventions and innovations throughout human history. And it's wild that like growing up in the Midwest of the United States of America, a country that's a couple hundred years old, and being like so ashamed of being Chinese, being treated like I was a fucking freak, like I was an alien. And you realize that across the world, you know, there's so many Chinese people. It's just that where I grew up, there were none. And basically what I'm trying to say is like America has this very Americans have a very American centric view of the world. And in the same way, when people will be like, oh yeah, but Islam, like, oh, all these extremists, and they'll completely condemn a religion that and culture that 2 billion people belong to. And it's just this wild thing where you're like, there's a whole fucking world out there. And there are a lot of people who belong to this culture, ethnicity, religion, etc. And when you grow up in an area where it's a minority or it's just something that people don't understand, they don't have any experience with, and it being treated like this foreign thing, and this foreign thing then being bad, it is why traveling is good. It is why like getting out of your bubble and experiencing things and experiencing the world to the best of your ability is so crucial, or else you will remain in this bubble. You will you will be shrouded in ignorance. You will grow up thinking that your way of life, that people who look like you is it's like what's best in this world or what dominates in this world. And then you realize when you travel outside of that there's so much diversity, and that diversity is good. And also at the end of the day, we're all just fucking humans, we may eat different foods. We may have different cultures. We may have differences depending on where we grow up in this world, but we're also we also have a shared humanity, and I think that's really important to. I think it's important to seek that and to really expand your horizons. Did you or anyone in the crew try Yen Young coffee mixed with tea drink in Hong Kong? Coffee mixed with tea. I don't know if we did. Flunky, thank you for the gifted. Borg, thank you for the resub. Stars Hollows, thank you for the resub. Thank you for all the bits. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. Okay.
Wait, that was a private moment.
So much of this trip was like Hassan and Will Brokeback Mountaining their way through China. I swear these two had more physical moments, physical affection. It really is my boyfriend and my boyfriend's boyfriend. My boyfriend and my boyfriend's boyfriend. So the funniest thing too is I captured this moment when they were not on camera. They were not on camera, and they were still loving up on each other. The 7 husbands of Carolyn Kwan. Billy initially thought you were the translator for the Will and Hassan couple. I mean, pretty much.
Well, how did you, what?
Yeah, well, also, I am Austin Show's girlfriend. Austin Show is my boyfriend. I am his girlfriend. I am a CCP agent, and I am the girlfriend of notorious gay man Austin Show of the Toilet God. Lady Kwan and the Toilet God. MQ, thank you for the resub. Guapoco, thank you.
That's
You guys are
weird
getting
that
like
you-
so, I don't know.
That's weird that you
watching
just-
the pandas roll around. And
Why were you? That's weird that you filmed that private moment.
It
That's
was
not-
cute. It was cute.
Not
You guys
supposed to
were,
be on
like,
camera.
up
That
each
was
other's
just for
shit.
us to enjoy and appreciate.
That's what they show the panda so that they can.
Yeah, we were just showing them what love is like, so they can also feel.
Also, look at Austin in the background. What is he doing?
Come on. Yeah, this is how you teach them. This is how you
Your turn, you do it.
Reproduce.
Yeah. That's why I'm wearing the hat. They know.
What? Austin was either always on a call or looks like he's on a call. It looks like he's so left out. I know. He looks like he's on a business call.
He's red.
One of the coordinators of the preserve was like, "We'd like to thank the American tourists for doing it." Just
Turn around. He's just been standing there waiting to be acknowledged.
Gather around.
Gather round. People, listen. I miss the pandas so much. It was so special. It was so special getting to see them. Part of me was like, how do I get this job? How do I be somebody who works at a panda conservation and gets to play with baby pandas? Are you doing the poop sock? Oh no, you guys, you didn't do this.
Immediate poop sock.
No.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, the poop sock inception continuing. Oh no, there's so many levels.
All just get poop sock? I just got poop
Oh,
sock through 3
God.
streamers.
I don't feel like I deserved this on the day of my daughter's wedding. That felt unnecessary.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding to poop sock inception me.
Wilder.
Reacting to a clip of me getting poop socked through Nandre's stream.
Oh,
no.
I just reacted to a clip of Caroline reacting to a clip of her watching Nandre.
What's that all about?
And now yet again, here I am reacting to Cutie getting poop sockceptioned.
Nandre getting poop sock.
All I'm doing right here
This is too much.
is waiting for my frosted Cheerios to come, and you guys.
It must be stopped. It must. It must.
Idol.
You shouldn't worry about the BDS list, because all consumption is unethical under capitalism.
The Woker.
Oh, the Woker.
Okay.
Oh.
So this was a character that Will apparently made while he was in China called the Woker. Pretty self-explanatory, I think.
You want to know
He's
how
my
I got
most
these?
dangerous character
You want to know
yet.
how I got these pronouns?
He's my most. He's my most.
It's a character. A new character that he's working on for sure. Gracious Plague, thank you for the resub. Okay, how do I go to? Is there a way to go to the next clip without clicking out? This is Dead Wife montage in Japan.
I'll be seeing you again.
We're doing a lot of Dead Wife montages throughout Asia. I also am so glad that everybody knows what the dead wife trope is now. Vanishing into the sun.
I'll be seeing you again.
What's the dead wife trope? Okay, so the dead wife trope is that a usually male protagonist is his character development, the like inciting incident, the reason for what happens over the course of a film and why. Usually starting off with there being a dead wife. So either the wife dies on screen, the wife has died before the movie begins, but it is dies in the first 10 minutes of the film, dies right before the film begins. There's many such examples. Flunky, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Colossal Disappointment, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Imson, thank you for the resub. And there's usually some type of montage, a flashback to the dead wife. Maybe she's rolling around in the sheets and she's beautiful and she's smiling. Maybe they're walking through a park and she's twirling around. Some type of montage involving said dead wife. Writers don't know how to write women into stories, so they just kill them. They kill them and it gives motivation to the male protagonists. Yeah. So look, tons of great films too. Films that I love that involve said dead wife, but it definitely is a common trope. It's something that we see, a lot of in films and television shows. They also call it fridging. Yes, another term for it is fridging.
Yeah, it's like that. But
I miss Penny.
If you see a panda in the forest, of course you cannot. If they punched you, it's equal to 115 kilograms.
But he wouldn't punch me, is what I'm saying.
Why?
Because I'm chill. Like, cool.
It's a wild animals.
I have like a very
Penny.
Chengdu attitude, just like the panda.
But they are the wild panda.
There were so many points that I was like, Penny, don't listen to them. Don't ignore him.
It's not in Chengdu. It's in crucial the captive panda.
And she was so concerned. And then she'd also be like, I'm sorry, I'm not funny. I don't have a sense of humor. I was like, no, Penny, it's not you. Penny, you're great. You're perfect. It's not you. It's him. Also, she was so funny.
Let's move away.
Okay, this is Madame Tussauds has a Caroline statue. Wait. Oh my God, these people were having a riot. They were having such a good time as I pretended to be a statue in Madame Tussauds. Wait, Okay, first of all, I slayed this. I am very good at pretending to be a wax statue. Second of all, it's funny because of the whole Demi Lovato wax statue when it was revealed that looks like me, and now it comes full circle where I myself am a statue in Madame Tussauds. Biodrummer, thank you for the resub.
Wait, they actually. Wait.
Dude, no, she can't. What? She's too good.
Take photos.
She's way too good.
Why is she so good at this?
Still need to do that stream.
And then we'll just take.
We'll pose. Wow, look at Will. Finally getting crowned.
She's still
standing there.
Girl, she didn't even blink. She's not even blinking. That's the crazy part. Come on.
Me never.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Incredible.
Wait.
I am ready for consider that my audition for the next House of Wax remake. Me and Paris Hilton. Consider that my audition. Oh, I got his ass. Oh, I did. Okay, so this was our last night in Hong Kong. Truly one of those just brain fully cooked. We rented a karaoke room that Christian was under the impression cost $7 an hour. It absolutely did not. So I had to I had to step in because I saw him sweating when he realized how much it cost. I was like, don't worry, I will take care of it. $7 an hour would have been an incredible deal if that had actually been what it cost. But anyway, the way we ended the stream was finally having Austin show. Respectfully, how could it be that cheap? I mean, I know. I said to him, I was like, I don't think that's how much it costs, but you know what? We'll just go for it because he was so excited. He was so excited that it was only $7 an hour. So I said, sure. Austin show closed out the karaoke session by singing Quando, 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 which if you missed the China streams, I will say that straight up Hasan is the worst piker. The way I describe my relation, like me and Christian, I'm like the performing arts high school theater director whose claim to fame is I was like on off Broadway. And Christian is my favorite gay theater student who I also am jealous of, but also I'm like living vicariously through. That's so Glee. Christian is so good at cameramanning too. Yeah, he's just the best. He is the best. After two trips like this, I can safely say Christian on a giant content trip like this is the best. His energy, how he helps out on every stream, how fun he is. He's just, I love that kid. I do. Please give us more China crew doing literally anything. Okay, well, Fear Ann wants to keep going international. So we've talked about some of the next trips, and I say we because obviously I'm just going to go on whatever trips they go on. But Cuba, potentially, which I think Austin being unable to stay in his 5-star hotels in a Ritz-Carlton, I think that's going to be... Well, the thing is, I think Cutie could maybe go to Cuba because I think you drive and then she could get on a boat. But otherwise, I think Firian can do domestic. Maybe they go to Canada. Apparently, she doesn't do boats either. Well, or they just have to go to Canada. Yeah. Didn't she work on a cruise ship? No, she didn't work on a cruise ship. I think she took a trip on a cruise ship and then she did a performance. Yeah, but anxieties can work like that where you develop phobias later in your life. Oh, she did work on one. Okay, so yeah, so you can not have a phobia or your anxiety is not preventing you from doing something, and then you can develop it and it can be really bad, and then that's what you're left dealing with. Excess, thank you for the resub. Angie's version, Jath Briss, Trapcom, Max Main, Terry, Garden Variety Cat Lady, Filibusta, Dr. Richie, River Helio, and Marshy. Holy shit. Oh my God. Fear and America by bus. Fear and America by bus. I would love for Fearan to go to Mexico City because I really want to go to Mexico City. It's basically like places that I want to go. I'm going to incept the idea for Fearan. So obviously I can tag along. I have wanted to go to Mexico City for a very long time. And so I've been trying to plant the seeds on Mexico City. I'm like, hello, Marsh. His family's from Mexico. Seeds, thank you for the resub. And thank you for all the bits. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking for tonight. Fear and outer space. Yeah, we can all be like Katy Perry. We can all be like Katy Perry and go to space. Here's what I'm thinking for tonight. I think we should do China/Japan, but mostly China because that's where we mostly were. I think we should do recap. And then after that, I'm going to see how I feel. As I said, I am so jet lagged. I knew I was going to be jet lagged, but it's pretty bad. Did you get your fancy custom dress? Okay, so I did, but it was not tailored enough to my body, so it was pretty loose. Therefore, I had to give it to Irene. Irene, who was our handler on the trip. Irene is bringing it back to the tailor or back to the store. Yeah, they basically didn't really tailor it in the way that I wanted it to be tailored. So allegedly it's being re-tailored right now. So I was hoping to wear it to Streamer Awards, which I also didn't realize is already next weekend. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it in time. So now I have nothing. Yeah, my plan was to wear it to Stream Rewards. I was like, great. Bada bing, bada boom. Got that all figured out. Yeah, and so now I don't have anything. Well, no, what happened too is like basically we kind of went back and forth on them because there's traditional tailoring and then there's like we want it to be fit to the body, you know? We want it like boom, boom, boom. And I think they just went ahead with the kind of more traditional tailoring where we were trying to emphasize and had Ito emphasize like we want the snatched tailoring, you know? Body is tea, body is snatched. And that is not what they ended up doing. I think Cutie and Ray are going dress shopping tomorrow. I can't. I simply cannot. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I don't think I can really do much of anything right now. The idea of going dress shopping tomorrow sounds like hell. I'm just trying to recalibrate. Yep, I'm just trying to bust the budget. Yeah, I did spend a pretty penny in China, but mostly because I don't want to leave my house. I need to get back into things, but also not leave my house. So was just going to text you and invite you. I can't. I am dying, dude. I almost didn't even stream, but I was like, let's just do it. Let's just recap. If I were not so jet lagged, and if I also did not feel like a fucking blob after eating everything in sight, buns galore for the last 3 weeks, I would. Holy shit. I do feel like hell right now. I feel in blob mode. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't feel I have a week because Streamer Awards is next weekend. The other thing too, you guys, is like so sometimes when I go out of town in something like this, of being all the way across the world, I'm like literally in a different world. We also streamed so much every day that I was not keeping up with things that were happening outside of the trip. So returning home, it's like, okay, I gotta call my mom. I gotta check my email. It's not that I could not have accessed those things when I was over in China, like just catching up on news and everything. But when I was over there, it was like I was just in this little world. You're not up to date on news. I'm up to date on some things. But as far as like being up to date in the way of getting back into news streams, I gotta get back in that regard. Leading the Kwan dynasty delegation. Yes, the Kwan dynasty delegation. Exactly. Let me help you. Everything sucks. Shocker. Well, that's something new. Anyway, Japan or China trip better? Well, Japan was a decompress from China, so very different vibes. That was my second time in Japan. This was my first time in China. So that was special too. Are you boycotting Stranger Things? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I haven't watched Stranger Things since season 1. And I don't think that's gonna change. I watched season 1 and I went, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep watching this show. So I enjoyed season 1. It was just one of those that I never watched it again. I just never watched it again. And hasn't it been like 10 years? They made like 5 seasons of a show in a decade. Yeah, I think it also fell off. I don't know. I say that and I have not watched it. Also, fuck Noah Schnapp. Fuck that piece of shit. 3 years between seasons is absurd. I completely agree. Completely. Mochi Pichu, thank you for the resub. Prince Punk, thank you for the thank you. Brett. Oh yeah, I forgot Brett Gelman's in that show. Fuck that piece of shit too. Also David Harbour. Yeah, I think the number of main cast members in that show has grown. Like the number of ones who are just assholes, pieces of shit, has surpassed those who are not. Like truly, yeah, cast is rancid. Indeed. Indeedy. Also, I messaged my family, said happy Thanksgiving, and no one responded. They're all dead to me. Okay, so I think what we can do is let's do a clip queue. That's probably the easiest, and we can look back through moments of the big China trip. And man, Beijing feels like it was 10,000 years ago. Even when we were still in China, we would keep saying that thing. We would be like, wow, this feels like it was 10,000 years ago. Because we just went so many places. We did so many things that we hadn't even left China and it still felt okay. Thank you, Sky. It still felt like it's been 50 years. It's been 50 years. All right. Pew, pew, pew. Wait till I show you what started playing. No, not Demi Lovato singing Skyscraper to an extraterrestrial entity. Oh, I'm dying. Oh my God. We are so back. Oh, that's so funny. No, that was from the last time. That was from the last time that we did a queue. Holy fuck. Too funny. Okay. Let me just clear my head a second. I think it's a real shame we didn't get a new coat story out of the China trip. I can do no, I totally agree. Don't do anything. I can fix things with commands in chat, but I need to see what you're saying. Okay, here. I'll go here. Let me blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, before we clean through. Oh, my foot is tingling. My foot. Oh. Okay. Before we get to watching. Wait, somebody asked if I had food poisoning. Yeah. Also, Sky says, chat, link your clips. You don't have to at Caroline, just drop them in chat and they'll populate. The more people who link the same clip, the higher it goes in the queue. All right, you got that, y'all? Here, let me pin that. Farley! Farley, my baby! My baby! My baby, come here! Come say hi to mama! Yeah! Come here! Wait, your feet are so dirty! Farley! Farley! All right, that's all you get. That's all you get. That's all we get, I guess. TT boy. I'm just to go pick up his little ass. He's crazy, but he's so overstimulated. You know what the vibe is? So, if you ever went to summer camp, something like that, where you come home and then you're just exhausted, that's been the vibe, because he was essentially at camp for 3 weeks and he was with a lot of dogs and there was always a lot of activity, a lot going on. So yesterday when I picked him up, he was so excited, and then afterwards he just crashed, exhausted. I picked him up from Hassan's, and then he was, by the end of the night, he was asleep with his head on the table, type of tired. It was so cute. It was so tired. Yeah, so he's also getting his rest. What the fuck is on my eyeball? Anyway, yeah, I put some, if you're not in the Discord, go to the Discord, because I put some updates over the last couple weeks as Farley was spending time with the dog squad. And you know what? He did have fun. I think he did. I think it was really good for him. My bad. I think it was really good for him to do that. Okay, so before we get to watching some clips, let me just give some overall thoughts. So the rumors are true. I just must say, to start off with, the rumors are true. The reason that I was there on that trip, going to China for the first time with a group of my friends, including my boyfriend, Austin Show, is because I am secretly a CCP agent. Whoa. You might have thought that it was my first time that I've ever been to China. And you might have thought that I was an American who was born in America, whose father was born in America, who is simply just half Chinese. That's simply it. But the truth is that, yes, I am a secret CCP agent. I was there doing secret, but not so secret. I thought it was secret, but I guess not. Propaganda. And I think it worked, because Fear and is already planning to go back to China. So I will say that my spying and my propaganda goals were met. Some might say it was a success. Some might say, Quando was the spy code indeed. That is correct. You thought that we were just singing Engelbert Humperdinck because Austin kept singing it and it got stuck in all of our heads. And it was like a worm had infected our brains like we were RFK Jr. But no, it's because it was actually how we communicated. The sleeper cell activation. Yes, Austin would be the one to engage in propaganda unknowingly. 100%. He didn't know that he was actually speaking in our CCP code. Quando. Plugging your monitor into the wrong port really made your cover story believable, so no one thought you'd steal the latest AI technology. Yes, and remember that story I told? Remember that story I told from a couple years ago when I was leaving Austin, and that one woman who was kind of an Ann Coulter wannabe, her name was like Annabeth Steele or something like that. And she was giving me shifty eyes and then made a comment to somebody in the security line about how there's so many Chinese around, and essentially was like, it's because China is sending spies. It's because they're all CCP agents. Yes. Anne Vandersteel. Remember this woman? And I told that story on stream. Well, she was correct. She was correct. And the truth has come out all of these years later. Yes, it was this lady. This Ann Coulter knockoff. And she clocked my shit. So Ann Vandersteel, wherever you are vindicated. It is true. Yes, I also think it's funny. Did you fake food poisoning in China so we wouldn't believe you were true Chinese? Yes, I did. I pretended to have food poisoning because the truth is that a CCP agent would not have had food poisoning. So in order to throw everybody off the trail, I pretended that I had violent food poisoning. But alas, the truth has still come out because not everybody out there can be fooled. Not everybody out there can be fooled. It's also very funny, too, because remember when I did that one stream where I sat in the room for the first hour? Why are you telling us? Because the jig is up. I'm telling you because the jig is up and China's taking over anyway. Soon you will all be members of the CCP. It doesn't matter. It's too late. We landed. I was like, oh, I guess technically I can go do something for Thanksgiving. I just thought I was going to miss Thanksgiving completely. And it's the first Thanksgiving where I was not with my family / Will. Like I did Thanksgiving at Hassan's house with his family because I was like, well, I got to go pick up Farley anyway. So it was just one of those funny things where I go, because Will was dying. When I left to go pick up Farley, he was on the couch, dead to the world, and then he ended up going live. Yeah, I did get a chill with Ane, which was slay. Love me some. She really is the GOAT. She's my favorite piker. She's the best one. Anyway. You and Christian were my favorites on the China streams. Christian, so the way I describe my energy with Hassan is the worst piker. No, straight up. I tried to set it on. I tried to fix it. It's money. What? Why did this happen though? What is this Twitch feature? I don't know. I can't. You all need to understand. I cannot think right now. My jet lag is so bad. My jet lag is hell. Okay. All right. Okay. Whoa. I'm on mobile. I'm dying. At least I figured out how to turn off the sound. Thank goodness. This is what TikTok does. You know I don't know. You know I don't know. This is what TikTok does, and so now Twitch is doing it. Instead of fixing mobile, Twitch is doing this. I see. Twitch is doing. Twitch is adding all these features instead of fixing their mobile app. Yeah, because I guess it's what makes them money. Oh my God. Okay. All right. It sounds like instead of getting rid of gambling ads, Twitch just yeah, Twitch is like, here, absolutely get it twisted. Absolutely get it twisted. Holy shit. Well, okay. Let me see what. Whoa. Okay. And of course it's Quando playing. Of course. No, what's new is whatever the hell is happening in the chat this bit feature is new for sure. Absolutely. Okay. Alrighty, everyone. Okay, and I'm gonna go here. Wow. I can't join raids on my phone, but horses? Sure. Absolutely. Why not? Okay. What the Lady Kwan is here. Indeed. Why is this so fucked? Wait, let me see. Whoa. Anonymous. Whoa. Anon, thank you for the 20 big ones. Okay, sorry, I'm getting my bearings here. Okay, what am I doing? Okay. Okay. Woo! My first Caroline stream? What's up? Welcome in. This is going to be a bit of a doozy because I have the worst jet lag I've ever had in my life. But welcome in. Happy to have you here. Okay, I'm just fixing a couple things. So I have not been on my desktop in so long. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for all the resubs. God, I've been gone a long time. Thank you for all the resubs. Let me see. Thank you for all those crazy bits, y'all. Those crazy bits. Just wanted to share my hearts because we missed you. It has been a long time. I have been gone a long time. Some might say forever. Skeletor, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I'm just going through all of this right now. Cool. Whoa, there's so many of these like little bit there's so many of these little bit things. I'm like trying to glance through it. Alexandra, thank you so much for the 5 gifteds. Thank you. Okay. Oh, good. Thank you, Skeletor. Thank you for another 5 gifted. What did I do? Okay. Hello. What the heck? Welcome back, Mother. Woo! I'm back. I am back. Y'all, thank you for the gifteds. Thank you for the resubs. Holy shit. I have just been like sleeping on and off. I had a feeling this was going to be the hardest jet lag because we were gone for so long. But oh my God. This is crazy town. This is the longest that I have been gone. Since I want to say since I studied abroad. I think since I studied abroad like a million years ago. This is the longest that I've been out of the country. And now I have returned home. Thank you for always being accepting of my meager 10 bits. As for the Carolines, I try my best to work hard so I can hear a sound effect here. This one is really loud. Ding. Ding, ding, ding goes the trolley. You made the China streams extra cozy and fun, so thank you. Oh, it was truly my pleasure. Truly. You studied abroad. What was her name? I studied many abroads, indeed. Indeed. Do you have a Farley reuniting video? No, but when he gets back, I'm going to bring him over the stream so you guys can all see him. Zenmi, thank you for the resub. Ainsley, thank you everyone. Alexander, Fiona, Zyramboo. I appreciate y'all. Okay. All right. So, hi everyone. We are, as they say, so back. Like we've never been back before. I was gone for almost 3 weeks, which is crazy town. I will say Japan after going to China was a great move. Really had a wonderful time doing that. I missed Farley a lot. That's the longest that I have been away from him since I got him as a little tiny baby. Since he first was put into my arms and I looked into his little eyes and I immediately fell in love. Yeah, so it was wild. It was wild to be gone that long. Definitely felt the pang here and there of missing a desktop stream. We did a ton of IRLs. There was rarely a day until we got to Japan that I was not on camera or running camera or doing something related to an IRL stream, which is always a good change up. It was packed. It was really, really packed. It's always good to change up from the desktop, but yeah, there was a point that I was like, man, I am looking forward to getting back to doing a desktop. I don't know how people do IRL streams all the time. Like IRL streamers who their whole thing is IRL streaming. I don't know how they do it. As for me, I need variety. I do. I think I mostly need to be a desktop streamer and then do IRLs here and there, to throw in some variety. But it's simple. They're bored as fuck at the desk. Yeah, I mean, there are people who genuinely just will not sit down at a desk and do a stream, and they need to be out in the world. But it's just a totally different beast. I mean, dealing with tech problems when you're out in the world, it's so frustrating, as we could tell on a few occasions. Holy moly, you level 12. What the hell? What the hell? Roro Helio, thank you for the resub. And Marshy, thank you. Cheaper Than Art School, Cam Tram, Sonic Boss, Zenmies. Thank you for all these crazy bits, y'all. Wow. Hi, everyone. It's so good to be back. It really is. I really am so happy to be back. Missed getting to talk to our chat, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. When you're doing an IRL, you're kind of just doing it, because you're walking through the world and you're like, look at this, I'm doing this. And there's so many things that you're focusing on. It's harder to speak to the chat. So that's one nice thing with IRL is that it feels like you can genuinely be like, what's up? You're left talking to everyone's chats as well. Yes. And because we were with a big group, it was a lot of different people's community members. Sometimes, I didn't even stream a ton on my own channel because there were so many people in the group. So we were doing streams on everyone's channel. But when you collab on desktop, you talk to chat. Yes. It is a weird thing when you're with other people, which is why sometimes when I'd be on my own for a moment, I'd be like, hey guys, what's going on? Now we can talk. I don't know. It's just when you're with other people, the focus is on being with other people. So it's just a different vibe. Yeah. Did you do any streams on your channel in China? I did. I did like four or five, and then I did one in Japan. So it's weird because in the last 3 weeks, I've probably only had, this is going to be my lowest month as far as stream hours from when I started streaming. I'm pretty sure. So when I started streaming 3 years ago or so, this will be the lowest amount of hours I have in a month, but I streamed so much. If you look at my hours, you'll be like, oh, okay, part-time streamer, fell off, whatever, quiet quitting. But we streamed a ton every single day in China, just on various people's streams. I'm a refugee from Hassan's chat. Fuck that guy, which I left because I didn't realize watching Caroline was an option. It is. Now I'm educated. I understand this is an option. Why would I do anything else? You want to know why fuck that guy? Because Thanksgiving last night, I go over there. I have just gotten back and he told everybody 4:30. Well, because of Thanksgiving, it did not start until 6:30, and his poor family, who had gotten there even earlier than me, his poor family is sitting there waiting at the table, and everyone is so over. They're so done with him, with him and Jake doing the stream, because everybody just wants to eat. And I told his cousin, I was like, you know what you should do? You should just go in there and pull all the plugs. I said, or we should just release the dogs. We should release all the dogs into the stream room and cause chaos, and surely it will end the stream. No, yesterday was okay. Here's what happened. So we flew in, and I forgot about the going backwards. I forgot about the time change. So when